Hi folks, and welcome to a novice fish keeper's diary. Right, another day, another video. Today I'm swapping out the pump on my Fluval Flex 2.0 57 litre aquarium. It's buzzing. When I first got it and set it up, for about a day it was relatively quiet, then it started buzzing. So what I've done in the month and a half in between, I've taken it out, repositioned it, I've had it free floating so it's not touching the bottom, made sure it's not touching the glass on any of the sides. Last resort was I took it out again, checked the impeller, or propeller, impeller that is, and cut some foam to size and put it in the bottom with the pump on top. So I was even having the pump slightly raised off the base on a nice soft sponge cushion. Still buzzing like crazy, and it really is it's getting me down. You know, once you know it's there, then it's just on your mind all the time. It's fine if you've got the TV on or something like that, but as it is now, and I don't know if you can hear it, I've got the mic on the front and I'm obviously facing away from it, but I can be sitting right across the other end of the lounge and it's just there all the time, just buzzing. So what I did a bit of research. There was a couple of pumps, I can't remember the name of the other one, but I settled on the Eheim CompactOn 600. Now, by the look of it, it's an awful lot smaller than one that's in there, which I quite like the idea. It's got a 200, I believe 250 to 600 litres per hour capacity, 7 watt. The stock Fluval one has 520 litres per hour. I'm not too concerned with that because that's over powerful. And one of the other things about the Fluval pump is it's not controllable. It's just maximum flow or nothing. So what I did, I sourced from eBay, I sourced a fountain bar and it's got a restrictor on it. So I've restricted it right down. But in saying that, that long term will not do the pump any good, because the pump is designed, because it's got no restrictor, you can't restrict the flow at the actual pump. It's not part of the design. It is designed to flow, free flow at the rate of 500, I think it's 520 litres per hour, I believe it is. And what I'm doing, I'm restricting it. So over time, that is going to put wear on the motor. So it's not the best thing to do. This one, if I show you it, let's just show you the box first so you know which one I've bought. There's a 300, 600, 1000, and they go right up 3000. So they've got quite a good range. They're made in Germany and they've got nothing but good reviews. There's a couple of reviews saying about the front case, the front cover, which is there. It's the grey bit, falls off. But I believe the guy's got it in his tank. I don't know quite what he's done. So that pulls off, the grey bit, taking the knob with it. You can get to the impeller. And the whole of this bottom section here, with the little feet on it, the little suckers, that pulls off the back. But that only gives you access to the cable. There's nothing in there. There's no filter in there. So, but it's diddy. Now, quite a few people have swapped this pump out. Use this. Sorry, I'm using slang. I hope you do understand if you're from abroad. A lot of people have used this to replace the Fluval pump, but no one said whether it's an absolutely direct fit onto the hose. There's videos on YouTube. There's quite a few videos on YouTube where people have mentioned doing this. There's one that's quite good. No, he's very good actually, and he is actually swapping the pump out. And he was saying that the hose was slightly too small. He had to put it in boiling water. He got it on eventually by, you know, getting the tubing very, very soft and then managing to push it on. But when I watched that again, that video is something like 11 years old. It's not actually, this is a new model. So it could be a different fitting, but I'm just hoping that the tube fits. I do know this is slightly shorter. I'm not too worried about that because I've already got a piece of sponge in there, so it should be able to sit on the sponge. So other than that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get on with getting the old one out. I'll be running an air stone. I know it shouldn't be out for that long, but I will be running an air stone while I've got the pump disconnected and out, just to try and oxidize the water slightly, agitate it. So fingers crossed everything will be all right in there. Right, we'll put that down, and I'm going to start preparing to strip the pump out. So I've disconnected the electrics, pulled all the cable through. I wish I'd taken all the ivy that I've got hanging on it off, but I've managed to get the power supply out. Lights wise, what I've done, I've left them on. I've switched the Fluval light right down, which is that one. I've just left that on so you can see it, and left the Hygger one on. The thing is with the Hygger, if I turn that off, then I have to reset it all at some time tomorrow at an exact time. So I'm just going to leave them on for now. What I may do, to give the fish a little bit more light, I've got my maintenance light. So what I might do is run that off my power station, which is down there, before I take the pump out. But I've got the bubbles going now, so they should have a little bit of air. They're going a little bit mad in there. I do wish I'd done this before adding the fish. I had plenty of time to do it. Well, I've clipped my maintenance light onto the front so it doesn't shine into the camera. Right, so there's the adjustable spray bar or fountain bar that I'm using. I'll still put that in there. I like the way it flows anyway. Right, that's that out. You may find that these actually, although you don't really tighten them up, you don't have to because they're in water, but they do get a bit stuck. So if you have swapped the bar out, if you've got the nozzle, the 2-nozzle version, you put that on, you can normally just turn that and use that as like a spanner. Or alternatively, you can use the elbow type one with the newer model that comes with the spray bar. So let's leave that down there. Pull that through. Easy to lift out because it's not stuck on the bottom. Get that straight in the bucket. No loss of water. Okay, there we go. Tube is quite slimy, so what I'll do, I'll get that off, get it all cleaned up, and then I'll bring you back. So there's the Fluval stock pump. That's looking really good against my black background, isn't it? Let's just put my hand there. And there's the little Eheim one. Let's put them either side of me so you can see them. It's considerably smaller. The Fluval pump, so you'll be keeping the top fitting to go back through into your main compartment, and the bottom fitting is held on by a Jubilee clip, what they call cable tie, small cable tie, which you're going to have to get a knife in and cut off. So be prepared for that. And then this pipe will be slimy, so you've got that fitting that goes into the pump, the Fluval pump, pushed in quite hard. Get a towel, give it a good pull, and you'll get that out. Okay, so let's try the Eheim. Now this one is just a push fit, and I should be able to turn it in whatever direction I want, so the pump will be going in like that. So you've got an adjustable speed on this. So if I turn it up to max, which is a plus sign, and I turn it back, if you're looking at the pump, if you turn it back to your right, or this will be to your right, I'm turning it back about halfway. So I want it running slower than the original pump. So I'm going to push this on. Now that is it's not loose, it goes on really nice. On the one of the guy's video I watched, they said he had to heat the pipe up and get it on, so it was a really tight fit. So what I'm going to do, I've got some small Jubilee clips, so I'm going to get another Jubilee clip on that. Just for, it should be absolutely fine. There's no weight in this, but I just think I'll put a Jubilee clip around it anyway. In all fairness, putting the Jubilee clip round, I may have to cut this one off when I go to do maintenance, because what I will want to do in time, every so often, is get in there, get this pipe off, and give it a rod out to clean up any debris or rubbish in there. So let's pull that a bit tight. But personally, I've got loads of these clips, so I'm not too fussed. That seems okay. Cut that off a bit shorter, so it's not flapping about in there. And that's ready to go. So that's how easy it is to swap that out. So what I'm going to do now is turn that round, get that lined up, and drop it back in the tank. And let's get this back in as soon as possible. My fish are quite new in, and I didn't really want to do this yet, but I just thought, well, I've got to do it sooner or later. I'm going to do a major water change tomorrow. They've only been in since Tuesday, and it's Friday. All the parameters are okay. I'm testing every day, and everything's absolutely fine. But so I want to do my first water change tomorrow and clean. And I could do that at the same time, but then that elongates how long I'm doing the maintenance. And as I said, these are new fish. I've got 6 ember tetra in there, and I've got 3 ottos. And one of them, 2 of the ember tetra are quite shy, and one of the ottos is very shy. He's still alive, but he's basically hiding around the back all the time. So this isn't doing him any favours, and tomorrow won't do him any favours. But on that score, I'll be introducing some, if all goes well over the weekend, I'll be introducing some more fish tomorrow, 6 more ember tetra. Hopefully that will bring the shyness out of the ones at the back. In time, I want to get some pygmy cory in there, and apparently pygmy cory and ottos get on really well. They actually do sort of swim together, so fingers crossed that will bring the shyness out the other otto. Because I'm concerned about that one, because they are prone to starve. They will eat the algae, but if the 2 of them are coming to the front, there's a female and a male, and they're eating cucumber, and they're beginning to accept food that I'm offering as well. The one at the back, unless it's doing it in the middle of the night, and they are nocturnal, it may not be, as far as I'm concerned, eating enough. There's not a lot I can do. At the end of the day, you can only do your best, I suppose. Right, I'll stop waffling on. Get this in. I will test it out on my power station before I weave the cable through, and fingers crossed everything will be good. Okay, what you want to do, peeps, is you want to fit it in sideways. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have it this way round with the adjustable knob facing away, so that the cable's looping up and round. It's nearer to the cable connector at the back. Right, I've positioned it in, so now I'm just going to switch on. See how it runs. Okay, well that's with the speed about halfway. I still feel that that's a little bit too aggressive. So what I'm going to do, I'm taking it out again, and I'm going to turn it down a bit more. Right, try again. Sink that back in. You really want to do this up hand tight if you can, or slightly less than hand tight, just so it's holding to the back. That's it. Fountain back in. Power back on. Okay, that's half speed. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that either. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that for now. I can always adjust it. It's a very, very simple job to do. So no worries with that. So what I'll do, I'll get that fed round the back, get this back on for the fish, and then I'll bring you back. Well, that's good to see. All three of the Ottos up on the glass together. I'm normally just used to seeing two, but yeah, happy with that. Well, folks, that's how easy that is to do. Quite a simple task, really. The hose does fit straight onto the connector for the Eheim. It's not loose, but I did put a cable tie on. However, I can hear my cat crying. It starts getting funny when I'm filming. I'm not even sure it's necessary because it is slightly shorter. Because it's smaller, it doesn't quite reach the bottom. But because I've put a piece of about 20 mil, 22 mil foam or sponge in on the bottom, it's sitting on that. But in all fairness, it's not in the main compartment where things are going to be knocking into it. It's in its own compartment. So it's very unlikely to come detached. And you will want to occasionally pull all the tube apart and maybe rod it out for clean it for maintenance. So, but I've got one on there anyway, and I've got loads of them. I'm Mr. Gadget, Mr. Fix It, so I've got everything. But very easy indeed. So I hope that's helped you out if you're thinking about swapping it out. It's a very, very low buzz, and that's because I'm listening for it and I'm sitting right on top of it. So it's very quiet indeed, and the flow rate turned to just under half is nice. When I do take that out for maintenance, I'm going to turn it down a bit more, to be perfectly honest. I'm just going to gauge it now, see what the flow's like, how my ember tetras handle it. If they're trying to fight a current, then what I'll do, I'll just reduce it there, or I might even do that tomorrow when I'm doing the actual main maintenance. Very encouraging to see my 3 Ottos out all together on the glass. I do worry about that one that's very shy, but I'll give you more of an update on the fish when I put the next lot in next week, rather than make this video any longer than it is. So anyway, that's it. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please give it a like, leave a comment below, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.